Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back with the highly requested comparison here. Rebel V5 versus Novablast 5. Two exciting daily trainers oriented towards speed, designed to combine speed and comfort, and I'm gonna give you all the details in this video. Now, if you're looking for a new shoe, a speed trainer or a daily trainer, make sure you check out the Supwell app. We've got the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace, and also today we have all the merch launching. So if you're watching this video, it's live, hobbyjogger.com. We have this hat, we have this shirt. I'll throw up the merch graphic. Let me step to the side so you can see it in all its glory. Lots of cool stuff. Barrett and I have been working on this for the past few months, and the thing is, as soon as we launched the spring stuff, he hit me and he said, bro, I'm already cooking up some new ideas. He sent me some mocks of stuff. We came up with this idea of the summer of mileage, the concept of just getting out here, doing our best, enjoying the running, and having fun with it. That's the Supwell way. So we got a lot of fun pieces. We have the camo Demon Time shorts. There's lots of cool details on those. We have this shirt. If you like the tan mileage shirt from last time, you're gonna like this one, same exact material. We have a few running shirts. He went crazy with the Carbon County running shirt. You can see on the back, there's an entire map. All the details are on the site, by the way, so you can zoom into it, but there's a bunch of cool Easter eggs in there, like the Valley of Mid and the Stray Dog Crossing. And also, I think one of my favorite pieces, my most used piece, is definitely the Supwell mug, Greetings from Carbon County. I've been having my coffee in there every morning. What better way to start your day than with a cup of Carbon County? So if you want to support the channel or support the community and be part of the community, make sure to pick something up from the drop. We have a 10% off discount code in the app. I will make sure I pin it to the top of the deals and discounts channel, and we'll also do a post in the app, but all the details will be there. And for everyone else, hobbyjogger.com. But if you pick one thing up, it's worth it to be part of the app, because that 10% off will give you your first month back at least. So get in with us and enjoy today's video. Rebel versus Novablast. Red versus blue. America versus Japan. I don't know if we want to go there. I don't know if it's a versus. These are two daily trainers, two hype daily trainers. It's humid out here. We got to dust off the camera or take the humidity off the lens. Rebel just released. This is the latest and greatest daily trainer, speed-oriented daily trainer to hit the market. Novablast has been out for what feels like years now. It's in the mid-cycle refresh. They're dropping all the new colorways. But this is the one that everyone's interested in. Want to get some more testing on this guy. I got a first run in it earlier this week, and I was surprised by the comfort. They've made this a really comfortable option, putting it up against the Novablast, and this is the shoe that kept coming to mind for me when I was thinking about, okay, what are the comparisons? What shoe is this going up against? It was Novablast for me, and I know Evo SL is the one that's the hype king right now. These two are close behind, but in terms of the use case and the foam, the materials, the specs, the Novablast feels the closest in to the Rebel. So today I'm going to do a head-to-head between these two. Get some more miles in the Rebel, get some miles in the Novablast later today. Also want to do an update on how the Novablast is faring at 100 plus miles, since a lot of people have started to see theirs degrade. And guess what? This is now $150, so a little value equation here with the Rebel coming in at $140. So a quick overview of the Rebel here. $140, New Balance's speed-oriented daily trainer. This has the fuel cell foam. It is a PIBA EVA blend. In this version of it, they've dialed up the PIBA content. It's softer than ever. You can see right here. Maybe not softer than ever, maybe just as soft as the V3, but it's a very soft foam, but still feels low to the ground, very much has the spirit of the V3 and the V4 with being that lighter weight streamlined shoe. I'm a huge fan of the looks of this thing. This Propaganda CCP colorway has grown on me a ton. The black accents with the red is really striking in person. I love the design language, the aggressive aesthetics of this thing. And the key update here is all the comfort, padding around the back, padding in the tongue, and this softer foam with more of the stack. Now, Novablast, this guy has a different type of foam. This is a TPU base foam that's not disclosed by Adidas, but I'm pretty sure it's a TPU, at least an EVA or maybe a EVA TPU blend. This is positioned more as a daily trainer, whereas the Rebel is positioned as a speed shoe. But if you think about the way most people are using these, it's for very similar types of runs. Fast everyday runs. Maybe some people are doing true workouts, and this is where it depends on what type of runner you are. If you're stacking a lot of miles, these might be your daily shoes, or for the shorter runs, maybe you're not doing a lot of workouts in them. If you have a rotation, you're likely doing your workouts in something like the Asics Magic Speed 4, or I don't know what the New Balance doesn't really have an equivalent to that. This is their fastest shoe. But that's going to be the key difference here. Novablast is positioned more as a daily shoe. Rebel's positioned more of a speed shoe. So with that, there is slightly more comfort baked into the Novablast. You can see it on the back here. You have a wider base. That should give it more stability. You also do have more padding in the upper, and I'll go get the caliper so we can take some more measurements here. One thing that's interesting, though, the tongue, less padded on the Novablast. You also have a very generous fit on the Novablast. This made our list of, oh gosh, we have to start marinating the camera because it's so humid, but gives you the real effect of how it feels to be out here. It is hot and humid today. Feels like it's already up at 83 American. Gosh dang. But yeah, wider toe box up here in the Novablast. Both of these guys have breathable uppers, nice stretchy laces. You do get slightly more stack in the Novablast. So a daily shoe that can do some speed. I've enjoyed the Novablast most for those 10-mile, 12-mile runs where I'm getting out there and cruising at the faster end of my everyday paces. I've only done one run so far in the Rebel, but this felt like more of a short distance speed shoe. So that's what I want to test this morning. Can this really go up against the Novablast? Because it has more comfort in it than the last version, this is the shoe that New Balance wants to put up against the Novablast. Can this hang for those hour to 90-minute long runs, or is it just a 30-minute short distance cruiser? So with that, let's grab some specs, and then we can lace it up. All right, let's get some specs here. New Balance Rebel V5. Lightweight shoe coming in at 244 grams compared to the Novablast 5, 268 grams. So Rebel takes it for the weight. Now let's get some other measurements on this and see where the weight is coming from. So as I mentioned, one of the things with the Novablast is having it designed as more of a long run, or at least shoe that's capable of long runs. You're going to have more width, more stability. So in the back here, comes in at 97 millimeters. Rebel, more streamlined, 88 millimeters. Now midfoot, Rebel comes in at 87, and Novablast, pretty similar there, 86. Now the big difference here is going to be the stack. On paper, there actually is quite a bit of difference, but let's see real world where these come in. So Novablast, this guy has around 110 miles on it. I've enjoyed almost all of those miles. This guy comes in at 36 millimeters on the right. That might be surprising to some of you because on paper, I believe this is 41 or 42 millimeters. If you look at how Running Warehouse lists the specs, left side of the Novablast 5, 36.8. So if we compare that to the Rebel, fresh out of the box, only one 8-mile run. And I might have to do the stack check on this every time I run it to see what the rate of compression is. 34.4. I think this was even higher on the first run, if I'm not mistaken. But it is lower than the Novablast, and it's only going to continue to get lower as we get more miles in it. Oh, gosh. 32 on the right side. Let's take that again, just to be sure. Yeah, 32 on the right side. That is wild. So much lower on the right. Probably some QA difference there, or just variance from the factory. And if we get a 4-foot measurement of the Rebel, 28 millimeters in the front. If we get the same place on the Novablast, pretty similar. Look at that. That's identical. So it's not a huge difference in specs. Yes, it's a few millimeters lower in the back, but there's also a lower drop, so similar 4-foot cushion. So let's get these things on foot and see how they compare for the feel. Feel comparison, Rebel V5 versus Novablast. And I'm really loving this. This is only my second time putting on the Rebel, but I'm really loving this comfort-oriented update. Such a great step-in feel here. And I said this the other day, but this is probably the most comfortable speed-oriented shoe I've tried. If you look at this category, even compared to the Novablast, but especially the speedier shoes like the Evo, the Hyperion 2, that would be the Peg Plus, the combination of this softer foam with the padded tongue and padded upper, really nice. Now Novablast, yeah, just stepping in this thing, they're close with the specs, but the feel of it, the Novablast just feels so much higher and more cushioned. This upper does have a lot more padding. We didn't do the caliper test. Let me actually grab those, because I think you'll see what I'm talking about here. It just feels so much fluffier out in the back on the Novablast. Wow, another thing. Look at that. Novablast grip is atrocious. Rebel is slightly better. But yeah, if you look at this, the padding around the back, you get 17 millimeters of padding in the Novablast. On the Rebel here, it's closer to 10. This is 8. That was not exact, but nearly twice the amount of padding in the back. It just feels more of like a daily trainer, even though the specs have them similar. Let's actually look at the width too, because that's something I'm noticing. The 4-foot just feels so wide in the Novablast. Let me get it from the bottom here. Yeah, 121 millimeters wide in the Novablast. On the Rebel, man, on the Rebel it's 114. There's not a huge difference, but something about the feel of the Novablast foam is just so much sturdier and bigger and taller. The Rebel feels lower down and more streamlined. Let's do a walk test. Yeah, not a super different foam feel. Novablast, especially now that it's past 100 miles, does have a nice soft step in. But there is some more structure to this shoe. It doesn't feel as flexible, look at that, compared to the Rebel. Especially on the 4-foot here. I don't even know if I could do that on the Novablast. Yeah, there's some more rigidity on the Novablast platform. The Rebel does feel like a less substantial shoe on foot. That's the key difference here. It's not the softness. It's just the lightness and the flexibility. Way more of that in the Rebel. I do think for walking, though, I prefer the Rebel because the heel feels softer and the transition is a lot smoother. In the Novablast, I just get some of that choppiness. So upper padding goes to the Novablast, stability goes to the Novablast, but walking for me, I'm going Rebel. So let's do this. I was hoping to get 12 miles, but man, I've just been getting late starts every day on the summer. It's late right now. So if I can get 10, I'll be happy. Push for 12, maybe. We'll see. Let's do it. Quick fit check before we go today. You know I had to go all Supwell. Red mileage hat. We got the red, white, and chrome mileage running shirt. I love this thing. One of my favorite pieces. And then the camo Demon Time shorts. Barrett's going to post a or probably by the time this video is up, he already did post a breakdown on the app of all the different badges. It's really cool. He did this welcome to Carbon County badge. We got the Carbon County mileage department on here. A little bang action. Demon time. Reminder to stack mileage. Hobby jogger, a bunch of cool stuff on the back. We got the DQ badge on the back too. Who you calling small? Who you calling small, bro? We got our own shorts now. Yeah, I'm rocking the shorts, the running shirt, and the hat. And what I love about the red on these shorts is it matches the New Balance red almost exactly. This urgent red. It's fire. Oh man, I was talking that entire time and I didn't even have the GPS running. All right, let's just go. Oh man. Dude. Dude. This thing just feels so flat. Man, 1 8-mile run in. This foam is already done. I might have to end this comparison now. Gosh dang. But again, I was in the Neo Vista yesterday afternoon, so probably skewed my perspective. Man, that's crazy. This really just feels soft and lifeless to me today. I'm not vibing with this so far. Maybe I need to warm up. This is the best running shoe if you want to get a fresh pair for each run, like Belly Gang Cushington does with the Air Forces. You get a new Rebel for each run, it'll feel amazing. This is a one run shoe. It's like the Adidas Evo Pro. Today this is reminding me of a less bouncy Streak Fly OG. Not really what I want in a daily trainer. Mile 1, 7:57. Yeah, I'm not vibing with this thing today. And if I can't use it for a day like this, a daily run where I'm just getting out and getting some miles, then what is it good for, right? I think that's the issue with this category, because most people have dedicated workout shoes, and this just doesn't have it. And if I were gonna go full workout shoe like this, I'd rather just get the Hyperion 2 or the Evo SL. Man, I don't think the Rebel's gonna make it to 100 miles for me. Might not make it to 50. Mile 2, 7:57. Not really vibing with this run or this shoe. And I got a late start and I was already, it's one of those runs where I just wanted it to be over before it started. Started filming late, I started doing everything late. But this shoe is not helping at all. I just feel like my feet are slamming into the ground in a way that I don't think was happening on the first run. And granted, I did a workout yesterday. I'm not feeling completely smashed or anything. But yeah, even at these daily relaxed paces, it's not like I'm going super recovery. It just does not feel great. Feels like I'm too big for this shoe. The forefoot for me is just completely bottoming out. It's not even the heel. I feel like the ball of my foot is slamming into the ground. And I'm running at a 170 cadence right now. This is a type of shoe to give somebody an eating disorder. Gosh dang, it's making me feel like I'm too heavy. It's literally making me want to run like with as little power as possible, so I'm not slamming into the ground. I've just completely bottomed this thing out. 10 miles in. It's crazy. Not 10 miles into this run. 10 miles into this shoe's life. I think the issue with this shoe is the same as the Saucony Triumph 23. Non-plated PIBA just does not work as a training foam. You have to change it too much. We've now seen in this, it's not durable, it's not supportive or protective at all, even with the EVA blended in. And in the last version, they overcorrected to make it too firm with the EVA content. And in this one, other direction, too soft. And then in the Triumph, they bricked that thing up by mixing the Power Run PB with the EVA. And I think, man, the writing's on the wall for PIBA in training shoes. Does not work. You gotta have a plate in there for it to work. There's a reason the Invincible is not real PIBA. You gotta strengthen your feet and your ankles, bro. That's the reason the Eagles made the Super Bowl. Saquon was walking around in the XT 9000 Vivo Barefoots with Big Dom. They got strong ankles, bro, and strong feet. That's why you don't like the shoe. You got the weak feet and the weak ankles, bro. You wanna know what the best way is to strengthen your feet and ankles for running? Putting up some more gosh dang miles. It's not about your shoes. Build the volume, keep it consistent, and add some intensity. That's what builds strength. Not a gosh dang 25 millimeter stack. You know what's crazy, man? Everyone was trashing this shoe in the comment section of the first run review and trashing New Balance, but it was also my most watched video, maybe this year, but definitely recently, of the first run reviews. It's just so interesting. Everyone was interested in this shoe, but also not optimistic about it. And it's wild because New Balance had such a good reputation 2 years ago, but they've just dropped some duds over the past year. I'm sure some people are gonna like this. I don't want to say it's a terrible shoe and no good for anyone, but this is not it for me. It feels like an inferior product compared to everything else that's out there at 140 and 150. Also with the midsole, there's 3 issues compounding. You have the softness, you have the low stack, and you have the poor durability and poor resilience in general, which isn't always correlated with softness, because you can have a shoe like the Neo Zen, which is soft, but it doesn't get mushy. This one gets mushy super quickly. It's already soft, and there's not a lot of stack. So just a weird combination. And I think most people out there who want a more traditional ride, lower to the ground, connected, they like a firmer feel, like the Peg Plus and the Hyperion too. It's just an overall weird shoe. I don't really know who it's for. It's swaggy, but it's weird. Picking up the pace down to 710 is better here for sure. Just a narrow use case type of shoe. And even down here, man, very soft and not a lot of protection. And the best shoes can help turn a bad run into at least an okay run, if not a good run. This is not one of them. There's a saying where I grew up, a force. Something's a force. This run is a force. It's a force right now. Yeah, Japan definitely takes it this time. I guess that means the score is tied. We won where it counted though, that's for sure. Shout out FDR putting in work. Fun fact, I went to the same high school as FDR. Man, that was thoroughly unenjoyable. This thing is just way too soft for me. That was not a fun run. So I wasn't feeling that strong, and this shoe just exposed a fundamental tension of this channel right now, which is, on one hand, it's just me, a dude stacking mileage with terrible audio quality and a broken tripod. And on the other hand, I'm operating a running shoe review business, and that's why I got this shoe. I didn't get this for my training, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, because if this were just for me and my training, I wouldn't have even bought this shoe, and I'm just having such a hard time figuring out what I'd use this for. It just feels like a cheap toy to me. But then on the other hand, I know there are tons of people out there who are going to buy this and like it, but there's just no protection in the forefoot. It completely, I mean, look at that. Completely squishes down and bottoms out. It's not fast enough for me to run a speed workout in. It's not protective enough for me to run a long run in. It's not comfortable enough for me to use as a daily trainer. It's just caught in a no man's land. And whenever I say stuff like this, people try to discredit me by saying, well, you have access to all the best shoes. Yeah, that's exactly the point. That's the point of reviewers, to find the best shoes. And to me, and I really don't want to bury this thing and slam it, because I know a lot of people are going to like it, and I don't want to invalidate your opinion and your experience, but to me, this just has no place in my training, and it just feels like an inferior product. And if we compare it to the Novablast 5 here, looks like it's getting stormy out here, but it just becomes clear the differences, right? Yes, the Novablast is slightly more weight, but very similar stack. And man, people were saying the Novablast feels too soft. Look at this. Look at me squishing the Novablast versus squishing the Rebel. Look at that difference. So this is, yeah, what's that thing? The Randy Jackson? It's a no for me, dog. V5, Novablast 5. And that was another tough run. And I had this idea in my head, this vision of, hey, we're launching the merch today, right? Friday, June 13th. I'm going to come out with a bunch of energy, make a hype video. That's not the reality. I'm tired. But that is the reality of mileage and high mileage training. And it's so interesting, right? Because anytime I mention, I was joking about this a few days ago, but anytime I mention that I'm tired, people point to, they want to say I have an iron deficiency or I need to take a down week. That's the reality of high mileage training. We get tired. It's because we're working our butt off. So it's not a bug, it's a feature of the system. You live in the fatigue, cumulative fatigue. That is a pillar of the high mileage training system, and you hold it on there as long as possible. Run some good tough workouts like I did yesterday, ripping off kilometers, and I think they're all under 310, 305 range, and we keep it going. So yeah, a shoe like this with the way that I've been training for the past at least 2 years just doesn't quite have a place in the system. I'm being too negative on it. Let me say some things I do like about it, and then Novablast 5 is the clear winner here. I'll talk about that one. What I do like about this shoe, extremely comfortable step and feel, the lace-up experience. The foam is nice for walking. The fit is good. The upper is breathable. I think a lot of people are gonna like it, but man, it's just not and now I'm going back to the negatives. Not supportive at all. 18 miles in here, and it already looks like this foam has just taken a complete beating on this thing. And on one of them, yeah, the exposed foam in the back is already starting to get chewed up. 18 miles in here. It's just not a durable shoe like the last version, not a protective shoe. It looks good, it feels good out of the box, but it just feels like a toy. It doesn't, to me, ride like a serious performance running product. And again, I am stretching these shoes to the absolute extremes of their use cases. And even with the last one, the Rebel V4, I did a 100-mile week review. I used to do all sorts of crazy stuff like that last year, and yeah, last year mostly. I don't do that anymore. It's not really, it doesn't help my training, and I don't know, I just get tired of running the shoes so much. But yeah, there's no way I would do a 100-mile week in this. And even compared to the last version, I did a 23-mile longer than that. Yes, you could do it in this, but something about it, it just feels so soft and mushy. It's a weird combination. You have the soft, as I was saying out there, it's three things together: the soft foam, the thin forefoot, and then the lack of durability. Not a great combination. Now, if we move over to the Novablast here, this just, man, just holding this in my hands, it feels so much more substantial. And what I always talk about is with the weight, having more weight is not always a bad thing. Yes, this is 40 grams heavier, but it is just so much more robust. Look at this. Over 100 miles in this thing. I think this is at 110. And even the exposed foam in the back is in much better shape. The lines, look, it's not as smashed down. This looks like the shoe with 18 miles, and this looks like the shoe with 110 miles or 118 miles on it, which is just crazy. So the durability on this is gonna be way better. This is not known as a durable shoe, but last time I ran it, and I'm gonna get some more miles in this afternoon. I'm actually excited to run in this again, but yeah, the overall foam feel on this, much better. It can go fast like the Rebel. And the thing with the Rebel is, me personally, I'm not going to use this for a workout. And yes, there are tons of people, and I'm having a hard time separating my training for my recommendations with people, but for my training, let me just talk about that. This has no place whatsoever, unless I'm trying to get swagged out. Looks pretty good with this fit, right? But that really is the one place I'm seeing this. I could use this as a walking and casual shoe. This is just such a better shoe for anything that I would use the Rebel for. Stacking miles, those, and where I would use a faster daily like this, Evo SL, this, Mach X2, these zone 3 types of shoes where I'm going out getting down to 620, 630. I'm not doing too many of those types of runs right now. Or long runs where I don't want a workout shoe, I'll go for this or something like the Evo SL or the Salomon Aeroglide 3. And this is just so much better than the Rebel for that. So if you're doing marathon training or any type of mileage, or you want something that's more protective, more comfortable for a longer time on feet, the Novablast just kicks the Rebels behind. The only area I'm seeing the Rebel any better than this is for casual use. That's it. I don't like wearing this casually that much because of the disjointed heel and forefoot, but I do gotta say, I have the lime green pair, the Novablast 5 TR, and I've been wearing that one casually sometimes, and it feels good. So definitely more of a max cushion shoe. And yeah, if you don't like a lot of stack or you're a smaller runner, this could be good. But for me, man, it's just an uncomfortable shoe to run in. And I know people are gonna say the weak feet and the weak ankles thing, man. I ran a 27-mile long run in the Streak Fly. I ran a marathon last year in the Nike Epic React 2 from 2019. I've done 23-mile long runs in the Rebel V3 and the Audi Zero SL2. So yeah, I could do a 20-mile long run in this or a 25-mile long run if I really wanted to, but why? Why would we do that? There's just better options for the performance running, for everything that this could do so far. It's not a bad shoe, but there's just better options. It looks great. The colorway on this one is cool. I like the CCP vibes, but it just can't stand up to everything else out there. And I was hoping to get some more runs in this before I came to that conclusion, but it was just so clear today with the side to side. And if we want to talk about value, Novablast went up to 150. This could have been sold for 150 the entire time. I don't mind it. Yeah, it's the last version. It was, as long as I've been reviewing the shoes, and even before, Novablast 3 was 140, Novablast 4 was 140. So I don't mind that they raised the price to 150. It feels like it can compete there. It's just as good as the Evo SL. For me, I prefer the Novablast to the Evo SL, and that one is 150. So I'm not mad at it. The Brooks Gosh Dang Ghost is 150, right? So this actually feels pretty similar to the Ghost, maybe even softer. I think I might take the Ghost over this for some occasions. But let me try to think about who might like this shoe. If you like really soft and you're not a bigger runner, and I'm 6'2", 160, so if you're smaller than I am, or if you have a high cadence, you don't put a lot of power down into your shoes, if you're running a lot of zone 3 lower miles, this is going to be good. I think that's really the one type of person who's going to like this. I think casual use is going to be great. So boom, first casual use, second lower mileage. If you're jogging, going to the gym, you want something that's lower to the ground, this is going to be solid. But the thing is, it's so soft, I wouldn't really want to, I don't know, I wouldn't want to do a lot of training this if you're doing any explosive movement side to side. But if you're doing treadmill and then just lifting weights, of course this is going to be fine. And then third, if you're doing cross country or track and you're maxing out with your long runs around 6-7 miles and you don't need a ton of protection, maybe you're younger, you're lighter on your feet, this will be fine. But for the majority of hobby joggers out there, I think this is going to be best served as the summer dad drip shoe if you're going to pick it up. Not a serious performance running shoe. And yeah, New Balance has a gap in their lineup right now for speed. This isn't the one I'm going to pick. The SC Elite V4 isn't particularly fast. The SC Trainer is a long run shoe. So overall, just caught in a no man's land. I feel like I've been too negative on it, but yeah, this is not the shoe for me. So that's just one man's opinion, one hobby jogger's opinion. Novablast 5 is the clear winner. We can keep this one brief today. That's all I have for you. I will double back in the Novablast. I want to do one more check on this to see how the foam is holding up, because we're at 115, 118, 120 miles, but just pushing this in. Oh, yeah. It feels, look at that. My fingers are bouncing right back off. This one, it just, do you see that? It's just completely collapsing in. Just from the thumb push. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, yeah, Novablast 5, stock up. Asics, stock up. Japan, stock up. New Balance, you're not holding it down for America. I guess Supwell's gonna have to do that. So yeah, pick up something from the drop to support the channel, to get in with us. Get in on the app if you want a good deal. Maybe I'll list these on the app for 40 bucks or something. No, I won't. And this is the problem with the shoes, right? I buy this shoe, I get 2 runs in it, and I already don't like it. I'll circle back at some point, or maybe I'll do a list of 5 best summer dad drip shoes, and this will make it. All right, I got a refuel. Disappointing. I'll be back tomorrow with another video, and probably later today. No promises though. It said it was gonna be pouring rain at the time where I usually do my second run with the lightning emojis. So I gotta start refueling so I don't get caught out there. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, dude. Oh man, I just dropped that. I just finished filming the intro and just dropped the Rebel straight in the puddle. Can't spell rebel without L. Whoa. I might swerve in that corner, whoa, ho. That little Toyota just hit the curb. I wish I could have had something better to say about the Rebel. I just don't really like it. I don't. Honestly, kind of sad because I loved the V3 and I liked the V4. What kind of run should I do in the Rebel to maybe like a 30-minute speed run? A 30-minute tempo run or something like that? I don't know, man. Maybe the out of touch allegations are true. Maybe I'm just out of touch with the people now. I'm addicted to the carbon. Refuel. Boom. Got the frozen burrito. Thank you. Frozen burrito. It's a blackberry trap house in here. Look at that. Boom. That's the Max Cushion Gang blackberry thing. It's not even the small one. And there's more. It's not dirty. They're berries. Ooh. That's not government inspected, you could tell. All right, you know, fire. Shout out to Terra Bees and Lineburger. Oh, I forgot about this. They're super good. The blind leading the blind. You already know it's going down. Bang, bang, boom, bop, bam. The Carbon County mug I'm on, you wouldn't understand. It's a movie. Yeah, this morning's run was pretty atrocious. I'm not going outside with the Refuel today. Big boy cup of coffee. This is the natural process from, who is it from? Nelson Moreno from Honduras. And then I had 2 of these. This is my second one of these. Frozen burrito with the Daya vegan cheese, refried beans, some vegan chorizo, rice. Super good. So hit the second one, get some coffee. We'll get back out there in the Novablast. Rain check? Ooh, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we can beat the storm. It's looking like we're going to be on the line here. This is the second run of the day. You don't even know it. Here's another 100-mile week. You don't even know it. In Mint Hill getting mileage. You don't even know it. I've been stacking that mileage. You don't even know it. Banger. Summer of Mileage playlist is live now too. I'm going to drop the links below. Grant helped me build it on Spotify. I'm an Apple guy. I got the Apple Music, but he put the Spotify link too. There's a bunch of slappers on there. Once you listen to it, let me know. Let me know. He helped me fine-tune it. We had some stuff in there, switched it up. But let me know what your favorite song is once you give it a listen. Yeah, second run of the day here. I wanted to do a Novablast revisit here. That was rough in the Rebel this morning. That was not good. I was just feels like my feet were slamming into the ground. This definitely takes it for me in terms of the overall vibe of this shoe, the cushion and everything. This is just more oriented toward my style of running. Higher mileage, comfort. But let's see. Asics Novablast 5. You don't even know it. I'm going to try to get 6. If I get rained out here, we're going to cut at 4. Let's do it. Running is so weird sometimes, man. That was a great run. That was just as good as this morning's run was bad. Felt awesome. That Refuel hit perfectly. The coffee hit perfectly. Let's see. 6 miles, 1,500, 7:36 pace. Faster than this morning. And man, these Novablasts are so good. That run was like dapping up an old friend from college. It's making me miss my friends from college. Shout out to Dante and Steph putting in work. Yeah, this is like coming home to a friend. Having a nice non-alcoholic beer with the boys. just comfortable, bouncy, and it's not a perfect shoe. It is flawed. The classic Novablast and Superblast chop, right, where the back sometimes hits more than the fronts, but the flaws of this shoe are livable. The flaws with the Rebel, for me, that thing is borderline unrunnable once we get past an hour. Just not a great shoe for my style of training. This has everything. This is really, I've been saying it's the best do-it-all shoe, or best $140 daily trainer, now best $150 daily trainer. That's what we've been saying for a long time. The Solomon Aero Goat dethroned it, but this is number 2. It has the bounce, it has the fun, and it's exactly what I was saying earlier. The shoes aren't everything, but the best of the best shoes can turn a bad run into an okay run, or at least save a bad run for being miserable, whereas the okay and the mid shoes and the bad shoes don't do that. And both of the times I've run in the Rebel, I've just finished those runs feeling, man, I want to get this thing off my foot. That's not how I'm feeling in the Novablast, man. I felt like I could have gone 8 miles, 10 miles. I have things to do, so I can't, but that's how good this shoe is. So this is still up there. Rebel is not even really close. It's not in the same category as this or the Aero Goat, or not even in the same category as the Vomero. Maybe for drip. Maybe the Rebel is a run club shoe. I'll ask Grant what he thinks. Maybe I'll send Grant my pair of Rebels. See if he thinks it's a run club shoe. Yeah, clear winner today. Novablast 5. Shout out to everyone out there putting in the work. I appreciate you. I got absolutely soaked on that run too. Let's see. Did the hat pick up water? Yeah, hat picked up some water. I was wearing a singlet. I actually wasn't wearing one of the Supwell things. And this thing, the BOA singlet, got absolutely soaked. Ugh. Yeah, by the water. And my Supwell shorts did not. Look at this. Moisture wicking. Look at that. Supwell shorts completely dry. So shout out to the Supwell shorts putting in work. These are unreleased. These actually aren't part of this drop, but maybe we'll see them coming soon. But yeah, shout out to everyone out there supporting. Pick up something. And if you're going to buy one of these shoes, I highly recommend the Novablast. Good as ever. And I don't feel that this is, last thing I'll say, I don't feel that this is bottoming out or anything. I know a lot of people have had the issues with the foam flattening out. And it's not a Mag Max or a Superblast or a Skyward X, but if you want one of those shoes, buy one of those shoes. This is basically as light as I'd want to go and as low as I'd want to go in a daily trainer, but it has that fun daily spirit that I want. So not flattening out for me, not losing the bounce for me. I think maybe with some people, if you're running in the shoe every day, even if you have the same mileage as me, maybe it's getting tired. So I would suggest just switching it up, rotating some other things with it. Sometimes that can help extend the life of these shoes as well. So Novablast 5, complete banger still. Rebel V5, I don't even know. It's the Vladimir Putin of running shoes. Smells like that Loud Pack in my house. What the heck? Maybe they were making basil or something. It's herbaceous in here. Ooh, one more thing. Blackberry cobbler. Looks amazing. What do you mean don't look at it? Should I do a one bite? Everybody knows rules?
Let me give you a spoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a spoon, she says.
It's kind of hot, so here.
Okay. It's a spoon cake?
That's really good. What do they call that? Spoon bread?
Look at that. Blackberries with the cobbler cake. What do you call the white part? What do you call the white part?
It's a spoon bread.
Okay, it's a spoon bread. One bite. Everybody knows rules.
Super good.
The blackberries are like molten lava. Well, that is fire. Yeah, I need some cooling and a glass of oat milk. Dang, that's good.